It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of the Best of Bias Podcast. You already know who it is. You already know what it is. You already know what we're here to do. It's your boy Lydell Dinero. Guests in the building. I know you guys are surprised. It's not just me sitting here in a chair. We got somebody sitting over the Golden Gate Bridge right now, floating in the air. The flyest of them all.
I'm just over here trying to get my Superman on, flying high.
Protecting the Bay.
Yeah.
Damo is back in the building. Damo Lee. We got him back up in here. We got something to do today. We have what should I say? We have something that we hold dear to our hearts, that a community that we carry on our backs, a entertainment field that we hold so fond to our hearts. It's cinema time. This summer has been amazing with a bunch of movies being released week after week after week. But these next 3 weeks, I should say, have been a little bit more important than them all. We have two flagship teams holding down two big comic book enterprises. But we have the first of the two installments. We all know Fantastic Four is coming out this weekend, or next weekend, excuse me, on the 24th of
holding it down. Maybe one was actually. Let's not lie. They were both going through some hardships.
Yeah. They both were going through some really bad times. But as we will see earlier, I think one's on the upside, and we're seeing if Marvel can keep the momentum where it's at, because I think there's a little bit of pressure being applied. With that being said, we saw Superman. That's what we're here to do today. We're talking Superman. We're reviewing. James Gunn is on his shit, and we will talk to you about how we liked it. But first, I want to let you guys know I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Thank you guys for being here today. I'm nothing without y'all, and you guys bring me joy. This is what I like to do, come here and vent with y'all each week and let you guys know that I'm here for y'all. And I know the weeks have been very, very long. I know it's been very, very stressful out there in them streets. Tomorrow's not promised. There's all this pressures and these stressors of the world. Today, we kicking our feet up. I like to check on you guys' mental health. I'm talking a lot. I got a guest here. Let me not just monologue. How you doing today?
No, keep going, keep it flowing. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, if it's feeling good, feel good with it. That's all we're trying to do. You feel me? So
you're here often, but I like to let these people know, the family members, is like I like to call them. I like to ask about their mental health, see how they're doing before we get into the mundaneness of these pop culture topics. I like to ask about how they feeling. Hopefully, if they had a long, stressful week, that they can kick their feet up and listen to this podcast and take that stress off, man, because we got a good time coming for you. Me, Damo, back in action. I'm telling you, when we have guests, those are the best podcasts. You know what I'm saying? I got that for y'all this week. Damo, let's start with a little bit of something not really movie-wise. I know I hyped it up to the maximum. But I got something to talk about.
Yeah, go ahead.
FS1. I'm going to throw that in here because we don't have much sports today. It's all movies. We're talking Cinema Corner and all that shit. But FS1 has been making some shakeups, man. We saw once skipping them. Undisputed went awry. Shannon split from Skip. One of the flagship shows on FS1 went away. And we only had The Herd and some other crazy shows they created out of nowhere. Everybody else is getting fired now. Have you heard about that?
Oh man, yeah, they're definitely letting go Joy Taylor, right?
Mm-hmm.
I heard that, and they're dropping 3 shows that she would. It wasn't just that what she was involved in. I believe it was just 3 shows, right?
It was Breakfast Ball, the one that comes on Dummy early in the morning.
Yeah,
it was.
That was new, right? That one only lasted this past year, I would say, right?
Yeah, it was something before that. I think it took the spot of Undisputed. It took that spot Undisputed. It was all Breakfast Ball. Nobody watched it, and then they started putting on The Facility with Acho, LeSean McCoy, and like James Jones or whatever, and that came on actually before Colin. And then Colin, I watch Colin all the time.
So Colin, he's great. I've always liked Colin. He's been the staple. Everybody would say it was Skip, but I think Colin has been the like staple of FS1 as a like a stability. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's held it down from a he's never been too much this way or too much that way or like you know what I'm saying? He's kind of remained true. He's remained himself, and he's kind
Right.
of like stayed away from the the hype and all the hoopla and stuff. And
He's
like
kind of like a Skip guy because he's kind of strong on his takes and kind of out there, but he's a lot more reserved and he'll admit when he's wrong.
yes, he's also a lot more realistic. I feel
Exactly.
like Skip, it gotten to a point to where Skip would just argue just to argue or just he wouldn't admit he was wrong and he would know what he was talking about would be bogus and then he would move the goalpost and then it would be a whole different type of debate like
Mhm.
he was a habitual goalpost mover.
And yeah, he was all show business, no compassion, I would say, because he would just make up stories and believe it, and week after week, just hype up his belief to the point where he didn't care if he was being hard on people. He didn't care if he was potentially ruining people's lives by having fans catch on and calling Westbrook, and people actually calling him that in public would heat him up. You know what I mean? It's the shit that he would do is antagonizing with no care
It was
for
a
people.
little fun. That one was a little funny
It was
though.
a
I
little
mean,
funny.
I feel it though, right? I feel like he would definitely go in on players so hard that it was separating from an actual like professional standpoint. You know,
Exactly.
like he would start creating this bias for these players or this hatred and then try to build this like sports or you know what I'm saying journalist aspect behind it, but it wasn't really that. It was just kind of like hatred filled, and then he just throw a little bit of statistics and
And
analysts
then it
to it.
became his character. And then they started bringing people on that actually didn't like him. And the Richard Sherman shit got awkward. And then he got in spats with Shannon, and that got awkward. So after a while, he became too prideful and he just too performative. He's too old. He wasn't going to change his ways. And eventually he had to go, which kind of sparked change for everything, man. Because again, Speak for Yourself is gone with Joy Taylor, Keyshawn, and Paul Pierce. That's gone. You got
It's
Facility
they
gone and Breakfast Ball gone, all of it.
they have just unfortunately they have gone straight downhill ever since Shannon left. And not saying he was their like full program, right? But like we were saying, you need a staple show to somewhat add to your like other shows in your program. You know, you which was the Undisputed. So you would watch Undisputed and you would somewhat like grow an interest for the other shows as well because it was this like staple of you kind of knew what the flow of it was, right? So like having Undisputed and then the Herd following right after that, then you almost locked people in for like 6.5 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And I love
and
First Things First with Chris Broussard, fucking
exactly.
Kevin
And Chris,
Wildes and Nick.
Chris Carter had to, do his shit, and then he got kicked out. And so I really, yeah, I liked the whole Chris Broussard. And it's funny because one little side bit is you can everybody in FS1. I think they saw what Shannon did and thought that they could come in and be a like an analyst and a journalist on other sports, but I felt like Shannon was very intellectual when it came to other sports. And you can really sense when like the other guys are like, really, they don't know what they're talking about, but they have to like try and talk about other sports. And
That's
it's like,
kind of where
nah,
I
bro.
think they fucked up. They got lazy and just started hiring ex-players to be hosts instead of bringing in fresh faces. And they kind of
Thinking they could
relied
be a
on
Shannon.
exactly just kind of relying on older, older people just keeping their fans from long. They should have been brought in fresh faces. They barely started bringing in journalists. The Jason McIntyre, Chris Broussard was actually a journalist that was actually out in the field. You know what I mean? And they're putting them behind mics now and actually getting really good analytics out of it, and not just a whole bunch of performative bullshit for clicks and views that you can clip up and put on social media. But I don't know what they're supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be bringing Max Kellerman. Everybody knows about Max Kellerman from ESPN. Tony Reali from Around the Horn is supposed to be coming in as well. They're talking about bringing talent in. Max Kellerman got blackballed because of Stephen A., which is kind of crazy. But, man, I like Max Kellerman for sure.
I did too. I thought he would. But see, Max needed to, which he couldn't with I feel like he couldn't with what's his name, Stephen A. But he didn't really have much of something to him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really have a certain type of personality
I think he did. It's just that Stephen A. would step on it.
No, right. So like,
yeah,
he wasn't able to really like show or grow into something that like set him as a staple or apart from just being this like random white dude that they might throw on Around the Horn type
and
shit.
Because, man, Stephen A. loves to get on his white counterparts on the shows. He be talking shit about Dan Orlovsky all the time. He be talking about.
I feel like they have a good relationship.
It's funny, but I think Max is more of a prideful guy, to where it's like, you're not gonna keep capping on me. You know what I'm saying? And Stephen A. was like, nah, because remember he said, some people said I'm blacker than you.
Max said that?
He said that because it was a joke. Terrell Owens, he said that Max was blacker than him. That's funny. And he kind of I don't know if Max said it, but
Dan's a G though. I like Dan.
Dan Orlovsky stands on his own too. Yeah, for sure. It's just because he always Stephen A. always tries to get on him, call him Johnny Bravo, and just talk shit about him when he starts getting on him for analytics. I fuck with Stephen A. Don't get it wrong, chat. Chat people out there.
But I wonder if Shannon's gonna come back.
He needs to, but I don't know, man. I feel like he can make. Well, I don't know if they already paid him or if it's just I don't know. I don't know if he can though. They're already firing hella people.
Sad. But like, I mean, in reality, I feel like they should easily be able to bring him back if they see his like numbers are successful on the back end. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you see that his Club Shay Shay's numbers are still doing good, he's staying in the positive like limelight. I think he started making mistakes when he got really big and stopped staying as like person like to himself as he used to, right? I feel like he would always preach about, oh yeah, I'd be like staying out the way, I'd be like hella private about stuff. And then I feel like once he like got that real fame, when shit started blowing up, that privateness started, you know what I'm saying, slipping a little bit.
Yeah, but I think ultimately they gave him I think they gave him the bag, so he's just gonna use that money to further fund Club Shay Shay and what's the other one he does with the nightcap? And I think at this point he's been sponsored enough. He has fucking alcohol deals. He can make this money straight to him through the YouTubes and shit like that. So I don't know if he's running back.
I miss him on First Take though, because him and Shannon or him and Stephen A. was a really good dynamic.
Yeah, but that Stephen A. don't even be coming to work no more now, bro. Like I'll be watching First Take in the morning because now nothing to work, nothing to watch.
Random ass people be on there, and it's like, come on,
not watching this.
It was such a like that was the thing about Undisputed. 6:30 to like 9 or whatever. It's such a solid like time to start your morning. Same with First Take. It's like
they tried to do too much. They tried to do 3 shows. You had undisputed, fucking the Herd.
If you wake up early, you would have whatchamacallit before that. Before Undisputed.
Get Up. Oh, are you talking about on FS1?
FS1. First things first. It was First Things First, I thought. It was First Things First with Chris Carter. What's his name?
It used to be on in the morning?
Yeah. So I think the one when it came after, it was so I think so. I'm pretty sure because he was in the morning first, and so like you catch that before that one, and then boom, you hit undisputed, and then you hit the herd. You were good.
Yeah, first take used to run hella long. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, shout out them. I just wanted to shout out because my mornings have been changed forever. And in this lull of sports right now, I've been watching fucking soccer during fucking first things first times, and Colin Cowherd's being off for 17 weeks and having Jason McIntyre host with some girl that nothing against her, but I don't want to hear Jason McIntyre talk so much. He's a hater, first of all, most of the time about the teams that I like anyways. He's always talking hella shit. And for him to have the free reigns to do whatever he wants, and Colin's not there to rein him in, woo-wee, I'll be like back and forth. I'll be watching anime all day now. I can't even do it in the morning anyways. But anyways,
we were watching golf on Thursdays at least.
I feel it. So let's get into the cinema corner. That's what the people are here for, man. Superman, man, I forgot to put how much it made in the box office, man. But directed and written by James Gunn, starring motherfucking David Cornsweet, hell of a last name as Superman. I'm gonna give you the floor to kind of let me give this spoiler alert first. Spoiler alert, everybody! If you haven't seen the movie, I suggest you just I don't know. I don't want you. I mean, just like it on the way out. I guess you can stop right here, like the video on the way out, and just kind of do your thing. But we're gonna talk about the movie. You're gonna be spoiled, so don't be mad at us if you stay here and listen. Anyways, Damo, go ahead and let us know what happened to the movie. A little quick overview.
Okay. So opening weekend grossed 217 million.
Okay.
Their budget was 225 reportedly. Oh. And Rotten Tomatoes with an 88%. But those are little numbers for you. But one thing that I really, really enjoyed it. I haven't seen it twice. I want to go back and see it another time. The first time I saw it, I did see it 4DX 3D, so all that epic weirdness. I'm one of those people that do like the 3D. 4DX, yeah, it's a hit or miss. But the 4DX is pretty tight because for the snow parks, they legit like spray like snow, like fake snow from the sky in the movie theater. For smoke, they do like smoke by the screen. For anything like lighting, they like have extra lights that hella like light up and shit on top of your like chair moving. And so it's super interactive. But like I definitely enjoyed it. I felt like it felt like a really good, happy, fun movie for once. You know what I'm saying? Like in a world, especially a DC world where you got so much of this like Zack Snyder fall off of darkness and just not color, right? And for them to kind of like bring that back, I feel like it really was perfect for a time of what we needed to, right? I feel like there's a lot of like darkness and just weird energy going on in the world, and kind of like having this story of this old school Superman who he does have these powers, but in a way he feels human to you as well. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, the biggest issue that's always been with Superman is he has so many powers and is so strong, this Martian man. It's like he's perfection. Like how can you relate to somebody so perfect? How can you make this guy relatable or people be interested in him? Because if nobody can beat him, there's no story behind it. There's nothing like that. Over the years, we've had the Christopher Reeves, we had the Henry Cavills of the world, but now we have Mr. Cornsweet. I keep forgetting his first name, David Cornsweet. They've all been really good portrayals, but me personally, this was my favorite. I really liked, again, you talked about the darkness. This one had a bunch of colors. I think that's kind of like a James Gunn special. If you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, 3, all the colors, especially Guardians 2, when they're fighting that big ass kaiju shooting the fucking colors out of his mouth. Like,
I think he brought the same cinematographer over to shoot as well.
I saw a lot of similarities there. Not only did the shooting looked the same, it was a lot of the characters that he's known to be of a kind of Adam Sandler of his own. Brings his homies and does movies with them all the time. A lot of characters from Guardians of the Galaxy were in this. Freaking, what was it? what's Superman's dad's name? I had his name in
Superman's
here.
dad.
His
Oh,
name
I remember
was
who. Then she had a nickname for him, I thought.
his name is Jor-El. Jor-El is
Okay.
Superman's dad's name, played by Bradley Cooper, and as you know, Bradley Cooper played Rocket in
Oh, his
Guardians of the
real dad.
Galaxy. Yeah, yeah.
His real dad.
hmm he played
Okay,
Rocket in
okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy. There's a bunch of robots in the movie. Robot number one was played by Michael Rooker, who played Yondu in Guardians of the Galaxy. Um, Mantis was also in it. Mantis was robot number five, the voice of robot number five. Um, so a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy characters were in it. His brother was in it at one point. I think his wife actually voiced something as well in the movie. I don't know exactly what it
Who's
was.
James Gunn's
James
wife?
Gunn's wife, yeah.
Oh, another little something that I saw is the best character of the whole movie, right?
Right.
Kyrpto.
hmm
The way that they got Kyrpto was partially they took like something like I forget how much. I want to say it was like 12 hours of footage of James Gunn's dog. And then they basically like layered that with some CGI. And so most of his mannerisms are like basically reenactments of James Gunn's dog, which I
Right.
thought was super cool. And it sparked a like 500 plus random fact. It sparked like a 500 plus Google search for like adopting dogs and like 4 different websites that are like
Rose
big about.
awareness for that. There was a
Yep.
lot of dislikes about that as well, though, because Kyrpto famously isn't that kind of dog. And people were kind of worried about James Gunn going too far on the James Gunness of the movie, as
So
far
here,
as
I got a good question for you. Like as a comic fan, right? Like you're deep into it. What is there do you want a movie to be totally super comic accurate, right? To where like everything's got to match up, or is there like a happy medium of partially creativity but also giving those other like Easter eggs within the comics, right? Because I feel like there is two types of person or like comic people. Ones that want it to be like spot on like the
Mhm,
comics,
mhm,
or the others that like appreciate because like I'm on that side. I appreciate the Easter eggs. Like I watch all the videos, the breakdowns, like what comics, what issues they get them from.
mhm.
But like I'm not sold to where like everything has to match because now you're only able to tell one specific type of story if you do that. You know what I'm saying? Because everything has to match. You don't leave any outside creativity for it.
Right. I
Um,
mean, he's able to do whatever he wants with the comics. It's just I'm just telling you about the gripes that other people had that do kind of watch closely. And Superman is a beloved character, so everybody's gonna have their opinions no matter what. It's just that once they announced the James Gunn directed and written by James Gunn movie of Superman, people thought that maybe they would put too many jokes in. Maybe he would go and make, change the character to the point that somebody wouldn't like him. But something like, taking his actual dog and changing the dog of Kyrpto to be his actual dog is people saying the most James Gunn thing of all time. I'm not saying it's the worst because I love Kyrpto in the movie. People did say he kind of did take away from some of Superman's big moments because of some of the stuff that he did in the movie. But again, it was James Gunn his dog, so he was going to do that with his dog regardless. You know what I mean? It's just
but
little.
but also I would say like a little bit you're a dog owner as well too, right? So partially that that's a very human interaction, right? Superman is this mighty, powerful, like strong, super guy, but he can't control like he can't
No,
train
that's
his dog
fine.
to be,
That's
you
fine.
know what I'm
It
saying?
was
Like
more so the part where at the end where the dog just kind of goes crazy on Lex Luthor, and just kind of tears him up, starts biting him in the middle of his monologue. Kind of took away from the moment
yeah,
that Superman was supposed to have. Kind of went a little overboard, and it goes to show where he takes every moment to kind of put a comedy kind of spot in it. Again, it's not my gripe. It's
yeah,
just a
I
lot
could
of things
see
that I've
that.
been hearing when I listen to podcasts. The people do have complaints about it. because I did hear a bunch of people that said they in the podcast world, not people that I've talked to, that they didn't like it for some of those reasons. I'm gonna go over some dislikes that I personally didn't have. I mean, I have
Hold on.
personally.
Okay, I was
I
like,
personally have. The monkeys part. I wasn't really a big fan of the monkeys doing the social media thing. That
that was
was
a
him trying to make a
very
point.
Gen Z. That was
Yeah.
very Gen Z, right? That's the one after us, right?
Yeah.
Very Gen Z.
I'm like, I get it. I get what you're saying. I get what point you're trying to make, but that,
The
it's
the
whatever.
the kid, I bet you the kid, like the younger
They
generation,
loved it.
ate that up.
Um,
But so like a little quick thing about
yeah.
that though is I feel like that's the cool thing about this Superman was like apart from the Zack Snyder ones, you kind of separate yourself from a younger like a demographic. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have young kids step up into this movie theater and like fall in love with this type of like fun, friendly
And that's what it's
Superman.
supposed to be for. And that's what it's supposed to
Yeah,
be for.
right. As a kid, like I want to be Iron Man, I want to be Batman, I want to be Superman. You want to be these things, and I feel like they got lost in that like Dark Knight. Ooh, that shit hit, but like
That's
it
Batman
ain't
though.
for
You know what I
every.
mean?
But it ain't.
Exactly.
Yeah, it ain't for everything, you know. So like,
Yeah. But they could have easily went super left, but again, it's only the third year of him being Superman, and this whole movie goes through the trials and tribulations of him trying to figure out that he has to kind of think about his actions more than just going out there and doing shit because he feels like even though it may not be right to everybody, he's saving lives and he feels like he's always doing the right thing, but it's like in this climate we live in today, you being and living and representing America, you go to a foreign country and stop a war or intervene on the side of one country, it's basically you're declaring war on that other country. And Superman
yeah,
doesn't really understand that shit because he is an alien that got
he's
brought
like,
up
I'm
by
just
some
trying to
country
help people.
bumpkins in
Yeah,
Kansas, you
yeah,
know what I
I'm just
mean? So
trying to help people.
he don't really know shit. And that and him being so caring, him saving squirrels from getting squashed, him not wanting to kill the kaiju, take it in for experimentation. It shows a different kind of Superman, which is good for kids because I grew up on Superman, fucking Justice League, who just went out there and whooped
Yeah,
people's asses and didn't really
yeah.
say much at all.
Didn't smile really, just like walked around like he was mad, but
And
like
it's
was just
yeah.
super.
Yeah, exactly. So this one kind of gives him a personality. The little bit of comedy that was in there, I really liked. The side characters were amazing. Mr. Terrific was
Oh,
basically a
yes.
co-fucking lead of the movie. Let
Yeah,
me shout
for
him out
sure.
because his name is really hard to say, but Eddie is his first name, but his
Yeah.
last name is say it right here. It is Eddie Gathering, Gathegi, Gathegi. Gathegi, Eddie
Yeah,
Gathegi.
no.
You
I
did your thing,
really
Mr. Terrific. His scenes were incredible. How'd you feel about Mr. Terrific?
terrific.
Hmm.
Motherfucking Mr. Terrific.
Mr.
You feel me?
Goddamn Terrific.
Yup. Nah, for real. He did a great job. I've always liked him as a character as an actor.
Mhm.
um I felt like he had a super. They did him dirty in X-Men because
Hell
like
yeah.
he had like a sick part, and then all of a sudden he's gone.
Mhm.
But I was watching some like interviews of him, and he's really bought in like to you know what I'm saying, really trying to live in this DC like life in universe, you know what I'm saying, as an actor and his character, right? And so I feel like when you find actors like that who are like, oh shit, I can dig into this character, and now he can be seen as Mr. Terrific. You know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
Mr. Terrific and obscure. I mean, personally, James Gunn is the best at taking obscure characters people don't really know about and making great stories out of them. He did it in again Guardians of the Galaxy. Nobody really know who the Guardians of the Galaxy was in the MCU, and he brought them to life. Everybody knows the comics, but Chris Pratt to
yeah,
me is Star Lord. You know what I'm saying? Batista is motherfucking
yeah,
Drax.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, oh yeah. I was
yeah,
the one that I don't really ever make the connection is that Vin Diesel plays Groot. It's
yeah.
like I really don't ever make the connection because I like saw a list the other day, and it was like top grossing actors or whatever, right? And it's like 9 out of 10 of them are MCU characters.
Yeah.
And the only one that isn't is Tom Cruise. But then Vin Diesel was on the list, and I was like,
Damn.
this fool, yeah. But what you mean? Damn, he's been Groot, so like
How
he's
much are they
cashing in
paying him
for
for
that.
Groot though? That's what
I
I want to know.
know, yeah, but so he's been in like 23,000
Yeah,
Fast and the
fast.
Furious.
Oh, not only
So,
that, Riddick,
yeah,
fucking
yep,
Triple
Riddick's
X.
Triple X, yeah,
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 he's been in
Triple X
everything.
probably was big too.
Yeah. He's been
And
everything.
so like, yeah, he's up there.
I talked about it last episode. Top grossing actor Scarlett Johansson, 14
Yep,
billion. With Samuel second, and then it was Robert Downey third.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
which is really surprising to me that Samuel Jackson is under Scarlett Johansson because I feel like he's in hella shit compared to her
Yeah,
and Ella Marvel.
but yeah, what he said though is
He's
I
also
feel
black.
like yeah, I feel like his bag ain't crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like he's one of those people that like he probably just loves acting and doing fun roles.
He said his
So it's
first
like
big break wasn't until he's like 46.
I'm telling you, in the industry. Uh hella side note, just super random. This full Martin Scorsese just got an Emmy or he was
Nominated.
nominated. I
Hmm.
don't think he won it yet. But he was nominated for an Emmy for freaking the
Studio.
studio for
Hmm.
acting. It was his first one ever. And that shit's hella funny.
That's the episode where they wanted to take something out of the script, or he
Yep,
wanted something in the
yep,
script. Yeah.
yeah. I think it was the first. It might have been the first or the second.
Was that the
Martin
episode? That
Scorsese
was the
was the
episode where they
first.
took
I
the
think it was the
shrooms,
first one
the chocolate shrooms. That was that episode
at the
because
party.
they wanted to tell Zoe what's her name? Zoe
Kravitz.
Kravitz that they wanted to
Yeah,
take some shit out the script or whatever. And she, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Anyways, but that
Cause
show's epic.
yeah, yeah. No, I want to say it was the Kool Aid episode,
Was it
right?
the Kool-Aid episode? It might have been. Oh yeah,
I
because it was
think
his script
Martin's
for the
because yeah, it was supposed to be his script, and
yeah
he had
yeah.
to buy it to scrap it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
He's gonna buy it to kill his movie. Damn. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. But
Good
yeah,
show though.
what were we talking about? Oh, I forgot what we were talking about. Uh
Fucking Superman, James Gunn.
oh
Oh
yeah,
no,
yeah.
what you disliked? You were only on one. You're your first one.
Oh yeah, I was talking about obscure
The
characters. Oh
monkey.
yeah, James Gunn, obscure characters, able to do all this stuff with those characters. So him to take Mr. Terrific, a character is probably not known at all in comics because Mr. Terrific and Blue Marvel are probably two of the most epic black characters in Marvel comics. Or, I mean, well, Blue Marvel's in Marvel, but Mr. Terrific in DC, two of the most epic characters in their perspective universes that they don't really get talked about a lot. That's
Yeah,
why it was cool to see him come to life. And of course, and you're talking about Eddie. He was in X-Men. His character was supposed to be able to adapt to anything and not be able to be killed by putting that little fireball in his mouth.
yeah,
He was supposed to.
yeah.
He started adapting to it, and he just turned into ashes and died. So
I
yeah,
know he should have been smarter than that, bro. Like you should have just put that fireball out with something, some type of.
in the
It's
comics,
funny
it would have
because
happened. He would have adapted to that and turned into that material. They just killed him off in the movie, which was
I
stupid.
know he would have just become the energy ball or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
He basically had the same powers as the dude with the kryptonite in the box in
Oh,
Superman.
that was brings me to my next dislike. Him being
Oh,
able to create that sun with his hands. I didn't like that too much. How he just instantly knew how to create a small sun, and the fact that that sun didn't blind everybody in that prison. You see how bright that shit was? It was something a little. It was a little gripe, but it was like,
yeah.
come
No,
on, bro. It was convenient for the plot, but yeah.
yeah. I would
Metamorphose though.
have. I feel it.
I wouldn't expect him to know how to create kryptonite out of nowhere because it's not from this planet. He's never seen it before, but he just automatically knows how to create it. You know what I'm saying? It's an element from a different
Yeah,
planet.
that is true. That is an interest, but like he did low key seem smart, right? So like maybe he studies them because before he did make the sun, he was like, right?
Mesron,
Yeah. Well, let me just add these components, blah blah blah,
yeah, I'm
together.
like, okay.
So it's like, okay, maybe they tried there, right? They
If it
tried
had
to
the
make
power
it
of the
to
sun, it would have roasted everybody in there. They were snitching. Hey, they doing something in here. They doing something. That was hella miss.
oh, they was too. Like somebody way up there is gonna hear y'all in these
They
boxes.
was snitching. That actually brings us to Lex Luthor though. He a great Lex Luthor. Though in my opinion, I'm used to the suave Lex Luthor.
Okay, he was a
He,
nerdy. He was a
he
nerdy one.
not even nerdy, just kind of just a crazy dude.
He didn't have swag.
No swag, and it didn't really
No swag.
show. It didn't really show how rich he was. He's supposed to be that guy to Superman. You know what I'm saying? This guy, he was smart. I don't even know how much I like how he knew all Superman's moves. Get some hands, Superman. Get your squabbles up a little bit. It's year 3. You should be throwing hands. Get in the gym with Batman or something. You know what I'm saying? Go find Bruce, because he was getting hands by the hammer. Actually, well, that was actually Ultraman, which was actually him. So I guess you can't really blame him that much.
One gripe that I didn't like, and I talked to Anthony about this, was why didn't Ultraman ever go back into his freaking Juggernaut suit? You go whoop Superman once in your Juggernaut suit and be like, oh yeah, let me just fight him without it the rest of the time.
They were just using that for propaganda because Lex was trying to make it seem like Superman was interfering with shit. They wanted that country to take over the other country so Lex can create the whole country for himself. So he was acting like a warrior from that country. And he was like, look at Superman's fighting this guy from Baravia. He's not supposed to
But
be
so it
fighting
wasn't like
him.
a special suit. No, it was
No,
just
it
okay.
was just Ultraman in a suit, fucking Superman up. Everybody thought it was the hammer of Baravia fucking Superman up.
Okay, I thought it was like a little Juggernaut style suit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
But he was getting
okay,
his
okay.
ass, well, man. You gotta get your squabbles. But it
But
is kind
like that is I feel
part
like
of it.
that is part of the um like the Superman thing, right? Because if he was just so powerful and just never got whooped, then like
That was the first
there's
scene.
and yeah, right. And that's the thing I feel like that they tried to play off of was that like trying to outsmart Superman. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what they also did in the Justice Leagues, right? With Batman outsmarting Superman. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Um,
And Batman versus
and
Superman is pretty much what it was.
yeah, and so he's never been like the smartest thinker. But he's always had to like it seems he's always had that heart, right? To like overcome
He's
the obstacles.
he's like the Hulk with the mind and the compassion of Captain America. So people are scared of him because of what he can do, but he's smart enough to talk for himself and let people know that he's not a threat. But people are just going to be scared of you no matter what because you're alien from a different planet. Nobody can fuck with you, and they don't know what to do to take you down. Except for Lex, and he ain't gonna tell nobody. He's selfish ass motherfucker. He was like, remember when the rift started coming? He was like, maybe I'll stop it when it gets to a town that I care about. I'm like, bro, this dude is something
Yeah.
else. How he shot dude in the head with no remorse.
Nah, the craziest thing was how he just wanted to trap his ex with all of the worst people ever just because
They said something about him.
yeah, he is
Yeah.
the pettiest. And what's crazy is like he was he was King Hater, right? He's like, I you thought I started or no. You thought I was fighting with you because of a war. And he's like, I started a war to kill you
To
or
have an
something. You know
excuse
what I'm
to
saying?
kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, bruh, this
Yep.
foot is
But they
crazy.
did a good job of making him just crazy, having no rhyme or reason for anything. He just wanted to kill Superman and just be a owner of a city. He should have been to jail forever. Somehow gonna get out of jail for number 2. I know that, but he
Yeah.
kidnapped like 1,000 people. He shot somebody in
Yeah.
the head, caused a rift in the planet. I wasn't the biggest
hella
fan of the
building was
pocket
on. It.
I wasn't really the biggest fan of the pocket dimensions. I feel like I've seen too many of these dimension changes. Do something different. Stay away
I
from that
didn't.
stuff.
I also wasn't a big fan of the rip in like the rip in be into wherever Timbuktu. Like
The baby was also not necessary, in my opinion.
baby.
Saving fucking Metamorpho's baby, like the whole holding the baby out of the water scene and the like.
Yeah,
That was a lot.
that was a very way too long. For
Yeah,
sure, for sure. Way too long.
yeah.
Like you did not need to surf those waves for the full like 15, 20 minutes
And
that
if
it
you're
felt
gonna
like.
do that, take the kaiju scene out because that kind of seemed like it was for nothing too. That
Yeah, you were throwing some random like stuff in there. For sure, for sure.
But ultimately, I
Uh,
think that was a scene for them to show. Was that when the JLA first or the Justice League gang first came into the scene to fight, and we saw Green Lantern throwing up the middle fingers at people?
yeah, so that was when they came to
The war at the end. But when they fought the
yeah.
kaiju, you got the little thing that started poking them in the eye. The boop 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 boop.
Yeah. So when they fought the big thing, when he was surfing and saving the baby, that was
Yeah,
when the
they're
Hawk
fighting
Girl and Green Lantern was over there.
yeah,
But
he was fighting
what's
the
his name
Hornets or
was
whatever.
nah, they were stopping the invasion,
Well, no, I'm saying Superman was
right?
in the river fighting the little Hornet rocket
Yes.
guys, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they're stopping the Superman, Superman. Like, nah, you got the
Yeah, yeah.
JLA bitch. You got the Justice
You
League
feel
gang, ho.
me?
Metamorpho
Yeah,
with the big hammer. Ah, that was good. That was clean.
no, I did. So I did like the fighting scenes. Obviously, my favorite one was
Mr.
Mr.
Terrific.
Terrifics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very.
Very Yondu whistle esque.
Yeah, let's think about
I
Mr.
think he's
Terrific. His orbs, they do hella shit. Force
and
field
he's
while they
super
fight.
smart. And see that I like that he's more of like he's super smart, but he's not like a just a single suit type of thing, right? He's found this way to like spread out his technological powers compared to just being in like a tech suit or
Right.
something like that, which I really like too. It's almost
His
like he's
his
flying around in.
technospheres like are sentient. They protect him. I think
Yeah,
I didn't like his little stupid chair he was walking around in when he wasn't in the air when he was just walking with it.
yeah, just like the feet,
The leg
the
part.
legs.
Like, bro,
Yeah, bro,
just
come
take it
on
off.
now.
Just take it off.
Yeah,
But
walk.
yeah, he was epic. He's the guy that's usually in the Watchtower for the Justice League, running everything. Bloop bloop bloop. Him and Martian
He
Manhunter.
reminds me of a like what he has to work with. It reminds me of what's his name, Falcon with his little thing, but also kind of like Tony Stark esque when he had like the multiple
Kind of like Doc Ock
stuff.
without the extenders, like
Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah,
just work on their
exactly. If
own.
they were little flying,
Yeah.
little AI type stuff. So
He did great with that.
I
And
liked
seeing
it.
Green Lantern in all action, not being Ryan Reynolds, that cheesy ass shit on FX they had back in the day. Seeing what Guy Garner, one of the the
I
jackass of
liked
all the
him. He was
Green
funny.
Lantern Corps, yeah, he that's his comic book character too. He does shit like that, middle fingers and funny ass things he makes with you saw when I thought it was one of the coolest scenes when Lois and Superman were having a little fight and he just quit for being Superman for a while and they were fighting in the
Oh,
background
great.
and he was
Yeah.
hitting the shit with the bat. I was like, damn, he be making funny ass shit.
Well, and that was I saw something where somebody said that was like a cool way to show the real like the atmosphere of DC, right? It's this constant cosmic threat of like bad things happening like all the time, right? Marvel wasn't always like that. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like where they have their peace and then it's like, oh shit, something
A
happened. So
lot
we
of
got to
street
deal
level
with it.
characters, yeah.
Yeah. But like DC is kind of known for this like constant chaos. I think that was what made that shift on accident to like darkness was that there is this constant chaos, but it doesn't have to be this dark chaos all the time, right? Like even in that scene, literally, right? You can see Superman. He's like in Lois. They're like super low lit, but you can kind of see the blue and red like accents. But then behind them, it's super like bright and vibrant and shit.
Yeah.
So it's like it kind of shows you that even like even with a dark kind of like undertone to it, it can still be this like bright and funny aspect. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It doesn't have to be that dark shit.
And Lois, personally, Lois Lane, I forgot, did I write her name down here? Should have. But anyways, Lois Lane was also a reason or a good way of keeping us, keeping us with the idea of Superman being human. Because everybody can relate to, again, the dog, and everybody can relate to being in a relationship. And that's what a lot of the movie Superman dealt with. I felt him when he got in that first fight with Lois Lane, and she was like, I knew this would happen. Like, because I'm never good at relationships. And I'm like, oh God. Oh
Yeah.
God, Superman, even your girl ain't taking accountability for what the shit she's doing. So I can
And
relate.
yeah, I already know, and he confused for sure. Cause like
Yeah.
normal people gonna be confused on that for
Yeah, I'm
sure. And
like,
like,
brother,
yeah,
he's
sorry, Superman, I feel for you,
yeah, exactly.
bro.
She was like, you give Superman the ultimatum? God
Yeah,
damn. That is
yeah.
nuts. That was
Ain't
also one
no
of the things I
Clark
thought it was
Kent.
interesting. James Gunn said he's gonna fuck all the intros that you guys seen 1,000 times. Fuck Batman having to see his mother and father get killed by that random guy. Fuck the backstory about him being raised in Kansas. He's gonna warp past that and act like you already know what's going on. We already had Lois and him being in a relationship. Lois already knew he was Superman. We ain't gonna waste time with people finding out like that. You know what I mean?
And I think it's good. I think like it's not a bad thing to understand that we've had five Superman movies that have somewhat told his story some way or another.
Yeah, yeah,
And and he understands that like you can only be so creative telling the same story over and over again. And it
exactly.
takes away from being able to do everything if you have to really build out a background story
Right.
in within your movie. Like people
Yeah.
thought Superman was long already. Imagine if they would have put a
Had to do all
background story.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like come on.
I like the insight they did to I forgot exactly what his journalist place is called. Daily Planet, is that what they call it? But Jimmy, his character was cool.
Yep, I
Um,
liked him.
and
He was
Mr.
good.
Jimmy, you know what I'm saying? I heard that in past Supermans, I think he might have died in the Man of Steel or something like that. I think Zack Snyder killed him off in the Superman movie. So to get his
That's
shine,
what he's from.
uh
Uh, he's in Righteous
yeah,
Gemstones
yeah, he's a son.
and Vacation.
Hmm. Yeah, I thought yeah, his character was really good. The girl that he was messing with, how she sent pictures with the stuff in the background, I thought was really clever.
Smart.
Really
Yes,
clever. That
that
shit
was
was
a good one.
it was pretty dope. Hawk Girl, I have my gripes because Hawk Girl's a dope ass character. Her backstory is incredible. Why the hell you have her screaming 24/7? Like that shit was annoying.
Yeah.
And where was her wings at when she wasn't in her suit? Because when she was walking
Are they
around,
retractable? I
not in the
feel like
comic,
that.
not in Justice
Okay.
League. Those things was hanging out her back at all times. I saw her walking around with no wings in her back.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she took that trip to Wakanda.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, James Gunn, but I'm not gonna look too far into it because her story is dope as fuck. You know, she's reincarnated hella times, and
Reincarnated. I was stalking.
Hawkman is supposed to be her true love, and they are every time they die, they reincarnate and find each other, and it
Okay.
really
Okay.
romantic and shit like that. I'm not gonna get into it. But I did also like. I kind of liked how they had Ultraman. That's how he got into the Fortress of Solitude. The clone being Ultraman, it was a clone of itself. I thought that was gonna be Bizarro,
I
not a
like how
clone.
I like how they revealed it
Yeah,
a little bit later. It was funny. He was like, he's even dumber than you.
The engineer. That's why I thought he was gonna be bizarre when he said that. I thought it was gonna be bizarre, but the engineer, the girl with all the nanites in her body that was able to just make shit out of nowhere. First of all, she was OP. Like, what the fuck? She can make anything, throw shit off. She stopped.
Yeah.
She fucked with Kyrpto. I didn't like that scene when they put the Kyrpto shit on his
Hey,
mouth. I was like,
so
bro.
hey, I low key, I was hurt until I found out he was okay.
I was like,
I ran.
my God.
I was like, if they do this, I am about. It's over.
Yeah.
It's over. I was like, there's no. Hey, you want to hear something funny? I heard that James Gunn had a scene where Ultraman punched Kyrpto.
Oh.
And supposedly the fans hated it at the viewing, and he took that shit out.
Yeah,
but
man.
like, I was like, hold on, bruh.
When he went to the office, it's like, "Where's the dog?" He was like,
"What
dog are you talking about?"
Yeah,
he was like, the one with the cape. What did you say?
The one thing that I was a little like confused. I wish they would have had a better way that he did it, but when she consumed him, like with the nanites and filled him up and stuff,
Oh yeah.
like why did him just plummeting to the ground make the nanites come out of his like mouth? You know what I'm saying? Like, because she had filled his whole body up, right?
Yeah. I
And
guess
so
he
he
just
just
assumed if
flew
he killed
all the
her, the
way
nanites
up
would die.
or something, I guess, right?
That's not really,
But like,
yeah, that's smart.
I was just wondering, it's like, bro, how you get him out your like lungs? Because like it was in his body, all up in his shit, right? And so that was my like confusing aspect of like,
I thought
okay,
he was
you
gonna
just
fly into the
crashed.
sun. I thought he was
So
gonna.
I, so I thought he was gonna fly to where like they froze or
Yeah.
something. You know what I'm saying? And like he breaks her off or something, and then like shit falls off, or you know what I'm saying? But um, that was one thing I wasn't a big fan of. It's just
But when
like,
he was
oh
pulling it out,
yeah, let me just crash down to the earth hella fast, and that's gonna make me be able to pull shit out of my lungs and shit now.
that should probably hurt him too, though. That shit was crazy.
But I really liked the fight scene with him and Kyrpto.
When he's fighting the Hornets.
Yep, that
Yeah.
was super sick.
The spinning laser was dope.
Yep. Even before the spinning laser, the spin to get everybody off of
Oh
him,
yeah, that was dope.
the
That was
super
dope.
spin. Because I was like, damn, how's he gonna work this?
One of the things
But
I didn't
yeah,
like was the fact that he didn't know those little camera things that were following the Hammer around and Ultraman around every time they fought were giving them some kind of clue. Like,
bruh, yeah. How can you not see these? You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like, why don't you just?
yeah, exactly. It's obviously getting your ass kicked, and then Kyrpto going after him was pretty
Yeah,
dope.
you know damn well the first time Kyrpto would have seen that shit, he
Yeah,
would have. But it's funny that they kind of. I like how they really set that up because before he actually goes after him, he fuck around and choose Mister Terrific's ball first, if you remember.
yeah, the spears. Yeah,
And so that was kind of like setting the stage for him going after the other camera like ones
and it made
as
sense
well.
also towards the end that Kyrpto
Like a
didn't listen to
ball.
shit that Superman said because it was Supergirl's dog.
Yep, right. He was just watching him. He's like, whatever, nigga.
And Supergirl has been getting drunk on all the planets where they have red suns because she can't get drunk under places where they have yellow suns.
And so does that fall in line with like her show?
That's what's gonna
She's
be in her movie.
okay.
Yeah, so she's probably gonna have she's gonna
But the
probably be
show doesn't line up, right? Or does it?
what
Because
show? Which
there was a
oh, there was
show
a show on
Supergirl.
F or CW or some shit like that. But no,
Yeah,
it's just
some
completely
weird shit,
different. This
right?
one's actually
Okay.
with you saw it, the girl from House of
Her.
Dragons.
Yep, I
But
like her.
supposedly she's gonna be like, yeah, getting drunk the whole time, and she's gonna get into some shit and have to save somebody. Obviously, she's Supergirl, so she's hella strong, and then she's gonna run into Lobo. You know what I'm saying? Young Jason Momoa, yes sir.
Okay.
And that's how Lobo's gonna come into. It's gonna be crazy ass adventures of her doing crazy ass shit, hella drunk and probably hella crazy rated R shit. Probably, I ain't gonna lie. Maybe not because they want probably little girls to go see it because of But you can't put Lobo.
Yeah.
You can't put Lobo in a PG movie, so it has to be. It has to at
All
least
right.
PG-13 because Lobo be
Throw the
cussing,
13
killing.
out there.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know what I'm
gotta
saying.
throw the 13 out there.
Um,
But nah, I feel it.
but yeah, it's gonna set up
Yeah,
a lot of stuff. But also the
I'm excited.
Authority, with the girl with the nanites, her name is the Engineer. She's supposed to be one of the stars in the show Authority that he's supposed to come out with about another obscure group of characters that I don't know exactly who they are, but I guess James Gunn's gonna put his Suicide Squad kind of spin on it, and that is what's gonna happen there. Just really,
What's his name? Eddie signed on for 3 more projects, and the Lanterns are
oh
gonna
yeah,
be a show too, right?
Aaron Pierre is playing John Stewart, and I forgot. Have you seen Bloodlines? Well, I forgot the actor's name. He's a famous actor. I think he was in not Varsity Blues, but what's that other football show? Not whatever. Friday Night
Friday
Lights.
Night Lights. Yep.
Yes, he was the
The
coach,
white
and
guy, main older guy,
yeah, yeah, he was
Kyle
in that.
Chandler.
He's playing Hal Jordan, who's the
Kyle Chandler is his
okay,
name.
the other Green Lantern before John Stewart, the Black Green Lantern. So they're gonna have a show.
He was the cop in Wolf of Wall Street.
Gotcha.
It,
Yeah, get the fuck off the boat.
yeah.
That shit was so funny. But yeah, that show's supposed to come out. It's gonna be good again. Seeing Green Lantern in the movie and seeing his capabilities of doing shit. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Um,
Yeah.
how would you
That'll
rank?
be a good like um dynamic.
Right.
Cause
And
is the what's his name gonna be in it too?
yeah,
The same one, right? That
uh-huh.
was just in the movie? Yeah.
I
So
think he'll be the
like
one that connected.
having all of them, I feel like Aaron Pierre might be like the the serious kind of, you know what I'm saying, about his business. And then the older guy will kind of be like the old vet.
Well, yeah, Guy Garner's he's an asshole, kind of like the old school guy. Then you have Hal Jordan, kind of the newer Green Lantern that everybody kind of knows, and then the black one, John Stewart, is the most new one after Hal
Mm-hmm.
Jordan kind of retires. So they'll probably have Guy Garner and Hal Jordan be kind of older, getting ready to retire. Have the whole Green Lantern Corps. So you have people from
Okay,
all different
okay.
worlds and shit, aliens that have the Green Lantern rings, and they'll fight. They'll have it its own little world because there are other lanterns that are bad guys. So James Gunn is not going to do the Marvel thing where everything has to be connected. So he'll have his own little shit over there. So it'll be
Okay.
sick. A lot of shit coming. But as we end this discussion, how would you rank the Supermans? We have three most recent Supermans. We have David Cornsweet, we have Henry Cavill, we have Christopher Reeves. How would you rank them one in order?
Mm. Ooh, that's hard. Um, I'm gonna give you a ranking now, but then I'm gonna run back the the former movies and then I might follow up with the ranking. Um, but since I'm not a person, see, it kind of sucks because I like was it Cavill as an actor, but as Superman, he's definitely more of a Wolverine. For like
Oh yeah,
that's what I would see him at
he should.
compared to a Superman. So he's going to be last on my list. Since I liked this movie the most, and he gave me the most of like this like happy human like good feeling old school superhero, but with a new school to it. I'm gonna have to say David Cornsweet,
Mm.
Corn Sweat, whatever how you say his name.
Corn sweat.
Um,
Corn
yep,
sweat.
Corn Sweat.
Well, it's
Uh,
spelled CORENSWET. So it's like corn sweat. You know,
yeah, yeah.
you can't really say it without sounding like it's corn sweat.
Nah, for sure. Um, but nah, I mean, yeah, it's yeah. And then I would say Christopher Reeves probably is probably second.
Yeah, for me personally, I like David Cornsweet as number one, actually. He's a new
Yeah.
age Superman. He gives the golden age Superman feel, gives Superman in the face. Henry Cavill, I'll put him second just because to me, that's who I most know as Superman. He played a good role as like face value of Superman, what he's supposed to look like, kind of. Just a lot of the stuff that he did acting wise and movie and script wise wasn't his fault. Zack Snyder just his whole shit wasn't really that good. Justice League was bad. Superman versus Batman was bad. So after a while, it was like, all right, we're not gonna make any more of these movies. You know what I mean? And this was the reboot, and James Gunn chose somebody different. There
I
was rumors
feel
that they were going to bring him back.
I feel like Henry Cavill's got too much of the suave look, right? Like he is that like super clean cut GQ model type like look, and that's where I feel like Superman is more of like the the beach boy in the city type look. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the older one for sure. But the fucking one from Justice League, that dude was he's walking
Oh
around
yeah,
just out. But I wasn't really a big fan of Superman 1 or 2. I didn't watch the old school Christopher Reeves movie. That's why he's my number 3 personally. There's a lot of recency bias for me. Again, Superman wasn't really the hero of choice for me. I just kind of watched it because I'm into watching superhero movies, but I wouldn't be like, oh, I like the Batman movies more than Superman, for sure. So I don't know. But personally, this ranks
I've always liked Superman, but just felt like yeah, he hasn't been done right. You
right.
know?
Again, the OP guy who's not really relatable, but I feel like this one he did a good job. Not he didn't have to do hella stuff to make him relatable. He just cared about his family, had relationships issues, and showed him how care about his dog. It made him relatable enough to actually feel like this is a Superman for our generation personally.
Well,
Um,
and he had human problems along with the super problems,
yeah,
right? So like shit, we don't have super problems, so he got to deal with both.
and they try to teach him like the political problems and how have him understand all that shit. But James Gunn tried to throw little subliminals here and there, and I think he kind of did a good job. How would you rank this movie amongst James Gunn's movies for you? Movies and
Ooh,
shows, if you want to do shows too.
damn. Um, I mean that's a lot to rank. I'm gonna give it a number ranking or number score. Um,
Oh yeah, you can do that
I
too.
I was because it's too. I'm gonna have to like dig into. You know what I'm saying? Like
Well, I
the
already know
James.
mine. I'll just throw mine real quick out there. I like Guardians of the Galaxy 1's my favorite James Gunn project. Followed by I want to say I'll say this. Sorry, I like Peacemaker. I like Peacemaker a lot, so I'll put Peacemaker number
So
2.
so I'm that's next on my watch list.
And number 3 would be this
That
new
cameo
movie.
was funny. Okay, okay,
4, I like Creature Commandos a lot. Creature Commandos is really good. The animated thing he did. Um, and then I'll go Guardians 2, then Guardians 3. Actually, I'll go Guardians 3 before 2. Excuse me, what am I saying? I like Guardians 3, like then Guardians 2.
okay,
No, I'll
okay,
do The Suicide Squad before Guardians 2, and then yeah, Guardians 2 is last. I didn't like Guardians 2 at all, really. I didn't like
okay,
Guardians 2.
okay.
Movie wise, I give it an 8. As far as 1 to 10 ranking. Um,
Yeah, I'd say I'd give it just over pure enjoyment. Yeah, like an 8.2.
mm.
I'd be between a 7.8 and an 8.2. Matters on how my day is.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But
But because there was a lot of things that I feel that I liked about it that kind of fell into the uh like the scope of just like how life is. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this was a movie that definitely was good for the time that we're in. Like definitely a vibe that hopefully we can kind of take from the movie and bring it a little bit into the real world. Everybody just trying to help out and be the best they can.
yeah, for sure, for sure. And Mr. Terrific, hope you get a spinoff of your own. You were basically co-lead of the movie, man. Shout out
Yeah,
you.
that
Shout
was
out everybody watching on YouTube, by the way. I see a good little 6 people in there. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
Rayo.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Thank
like
y'all
to
for
see.
watching and taking a part in this experience we're taking right now. But that's pretty much it, guys. That's all I really have to say about the movie. Quick little review there. It's in theaters now. We will be going to see it again. I need to go see it again, definitely. I'm gonna see it in IMAX. Excuse me. Shout out Anthony. We went to go see it last on Friday. It was good.
Hey.
It was good. But I do want to see it in IMAX a little bit bigger in ratio. And judge it again after my second watch. First watch, could have missed a couple of things, some of the stuff that I noticed.
Hey, tomorrow, are you down? Oh, it might be at midnight, but are you down to get tickets to the Odyssey?
What is that? Where is that? When does it come out? I mean, I know what it is, but when does it come out?
Next year, but tickets are releasing tomorrow.
Why is that?
I don't know.
That
Ask
that's interesting.
Fandango.
That's it. Yeah, I feel that for sure.
But
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 I'm down to
that's
check it out.
crazy, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be another good one. That is gonna be
That
that.
one's gonna
I
be
don't know what's
epic.
next after Fantastic Four, but Fantastic Four, you got a lot to live up to. We gonna see what happens, man. We gonna see what happens with this female
Hey,
Super
after
Surfer.
Fantastic Four, there's gonna be more between that, but September 19th is him. I think this is gonna go down
Mm.
as one of the like best top top 3 to 5 years cinema.
I don't know what him is supposed to be about, but I agree with that for sure. But what the fuck is him is supposed to be about for real?
So they say it's basically, well, obviously they don't have like hella like
I'll be so
information,
confused
but
about what we watching,
when are you not confused about a Jordan Peele movie though?
bro.
You know
I'm
what I'm
like,
saying?
is he really gonna be
But
playing football? Is he gonna be killing people? Is he gonna just?
so I think somebody had said that there's like a spin on like CTE and like what goes on in your head and like pressures of trying to be something. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those super psychological things, right? To
Yeah.
like somebody having to be him. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And he might have to do a bunch of bad stuff or whatever. Mephisto might pop up. You never know.
I feel it. I feel it. Yeah, I'm down to see it. I'm gonna see everything that comes out. I know I want to see TV shows, of course. Season 2 of Peacemaker is coming out real soon.
Yep. They
For all
said
my
that ties in, right?
Yeah, to off the beaten path since we're to the end, anyways. All my anime watchers, Sakamoto Days is back out. New episodes. Dan to Dan is back out. Netflix is dropping some heat. If you guys don't know about them, they come out every Monday and Thursday. Dope ass
Have,
first seasons. Check that shit out for sure,
have
for
you
sure.
watched Bet on Netflix?
I have not. I don't think
It
so.
was so Bet. It was based off. Let's see. Um, what is Bet? A live action adaptation of the Japanese manga Kakegurui.
Sorry about that, y'all. We are back, but due to some unforeseen circumstances, Damo did have to jump off. You know how the system works sometimes. If he is fucking with us and messing up the flow, but he did. Hope you guys did enjoy that review. We're towards the end anyway, so hopefully that wasn't too a big of a interruption for you. But we're just kind of randomly spouting off things we want you guys to watch. Hope you guys are watching good stuff out there. This summer's gonna be full of great movies, great TV shows. So we'll be keeping you guys abreast when it comes to these shows, keeping you good with reviews and stuff. We went a little long that time. I do apologize. But again, it's the end of the podcast anyways. I said I was going to drop his ats. I think it's Daymoleepov on the Instagram. I don't know if he has a TikTok, but follow him. Check out all his work. He's doing amazing things in the filming industry. Well, in the film and audio and video production industry, I should say. Shout out Shirley Temple. Check that out as well on YouTube. follow and subscribe to that pod as well. He does great camera work for them. So I wanted to give him a little shine. Though he's not here anymore viewing the show. If you guys did like the Superman review, have him on probably for a Fantastic Four review as well. Some other reviews, stuff on this pop culture, nerd culture, superhero culture stuff that he's into as well. And he's in the Fantasy Football League, so maybe we'll talk a little bit about that. You know where you can find me at. It's SAC_Lydell on the Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat, Best of Bias TikTok, Best of Bias on Instagram. Be sure to come up on there, check out stories. I'll be telling you guys what we're going to talk about throughout the week. Topics that I may not be talking about that I know that I want you to know that I know that you know that I know. You know what I'm saying? Click on the stories. We got topics on there as well. Posts coming soon, promos and all that. We're going to be at Comic-Con, so watch out for the videos and feedback coming soon. Again, if you want to be on the pod, you know where to find me. You know where to hit me up. Again, sorry for the technical difficulties. It's been a while since I had one, so don't blame me. We had guests today, too. So it was a great pod. Just ran into a little snafu at the end. But again, hopefully you like the review. Hopefully we didn't spoil too much for y'all. And again, get out, watch some shows, man, watch some movies. It's a great experience out there. I know society is a little crazy right now. You don't want to be in the public around hella people. If you have to stream the movies illegally, do what you got to do. But go see something. These movies, especially summer blockbusters, are top notch right now. You know what I'm saying? And all the way through the winter and fall, you're going to get a lot of stuff, and sports is coming back. It's looking lovely. But this ends episode 251 of the Best of Bias podcast. Thank you, Daymo. Thank you, AKA, for making this video, especially with all the snafus and shit that be going on in the middle. You always make it look pretty for the people, so I can always count on you for that. But it's your boy, Lydell Dinero, in a proper way, letting you guys have a great weekend. Not letting you guys, but, letting you guys go off into the weekend after being, I wouldn't say blessed by the Best of Bias podcast with some satisfying stuff for your ears, but you know what I'm saying? Being showered with bias, being overwhelmed, hopefully not too overwhelmed, but overtaken by bias. That's the word I was looking for, not overwhelmed. But anyways, I love y'all. Have a good day. It's the Best of Bias podcast with that theme song on. It's right here in a proper way. Yeah. It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah.